Hi! We're back. Now with extra production quality because look, we have video in this video content again. And I'm totally not at all frustrated that everything that happened in the last 3 episodes happened. That was the best thing that could have happened because I got to do nothing and be really annoyed. We're gonna move on like nothing happened, but that sucked. And I was going to re-record that, but I had a little rant on Twitter immediately before I realized that the footage had completely fucked up by my own mistake. I had a little rant before that where I was like, I really don't like the combat in this game. It's honestly not great. It's fine for what it is, but I don't personally like it, and I more live for this part of the game. And I was kind of venting my frustrations about that, and I was going to fast forward through there was a whole extended combat sequence with some cops after I was going in to get a cyber zombie. And it was very long. It was like at least an hour of footage that I would probably have cut anyway because it wasn't interesting. So it just goes to show that if you complain about things, you get out of the universe what you put into it, and if you put out negativity, you get negativity back, apparently. Anyway, let's play the video game. Let's talk to Blitz, I guess. Blitz stops out his cigarette at your approach. Meowlissa, I was hoping I'd see you. Do you have another run lined up for us yet? I'm strapped for cash. Why the hell are you strapped for cash? With the amount of work we've been doing, you should be rolling a new yen. What can I say, Chief? He tries on a thoroughly unconvincing smile, but immediately seems to think better of it. The anxious look returns to his face. I have expensive tastes. How expensive are we talking here? Even if you had a raging cram habit, I'd think that you'd have at least some money left. Expensive. Truth be told, I'm in debt. In debt? To who? He hesitates before responding. When he does, his voice carries an edge of annoyance. No offense, but this is getting a little too personal, Chief. My debts are none of your business. If some bookie senses thugs here looking for you, it's going to become my business. So talk now. I kind of regret bringing Blitz along, but we needed a decker. We needed one so bad. Alright, fine. First off, you don't need to worry about anyone coming after me. My debts are to a bunch of old contacts. If I don't pay them, I'm going to lose them, and in this line of work, it isn't smart to burn bridges. Second, before you ask, those debts are for services rendered. I was in a tight spot. I needed some help, and I threw around a lot of IOUs to get it. Third, and finally, the trouble I was involved the girl. I'll tell you about it if you ask me to, but we're verging deep into personal feelings territory. So if you don't want to hear me sob over my ex-girlfriend, you'll drop the subject now. So it's up to you, Chief. You really want to go down this road, or shall we keep this relationship professional? You're clearly preoccupied with this. In our line of work, preoccupied can get you killed, so spit it out and we'll deal with it. Let's meet your gaze for a moment, then looks away and sighs. Alright, where to begin? I met Emily in Dragonfall. She was the first person who was ever more important to me than myself. I was crazy about her, Chief. To this day, she's the only person I've ever met who could outdeck me. And the real kicker is that she wasn't even a decker by trade. There was nothing she wasn't good at. I'd like to dabble in rigging, but Emily, that girl could pick up anything that she set her mind to. Sounds like a hell of a girl. She was. She just made things right. No matter how stupid I was, no matter what I got myself into, she made it right. I don't think much of many people, Chief. Emotional attachments aren't really my thing. Love seems like a diluted word these days, so I won't waste it on Emily. Let's just say that she was important to me. And then I lost her. I didn't know what was happening. It came out of nowhere. One day she was just gone, along with most of my decking gear. The only explanation was a handwritten note on old-fashioned paper. Leave me alone. That was it. We'd been together for years, and that was all she left me. That and this beat up old cyber deck. Naturally, I freaked. We'd had our share of arguments, but we'd never had a huge blowout or anything. I couldn't think of anything that'd drive her to do a thing like that. Mostly, I felt hurt. So I searched for her in the real world and in the Matrix, and when that turned up nothing, I started tapping my contacts. And that was when I started racking up debt. So, did you find her? No, she's gone, Meowlissa, without a trace. I looked high, I looked low, I poked into everything I could think of, and my contacts did the same. She's gone, Chief. At this point, I've accepted that. But I still have to repay those debts. I'm surprised that you've given up so easily. There must be some place you haven't looked. I don't know, Meowlissa. I really did look everywhere, and at great personal cost. If she means that much to you, you owe it to yourself to try. Yeah, you might be right. Fuck. I thought I was done with this, but you're right. Without some kind of closure, I'm never going to be at peace with this. Thanks for the talk, Chief. I'll let you know how it goes. You do that, Blitz. Good luck. You know what? I take that back. It's fine. I'm fine with Blitz. I turned around really quickly. That story was really good. So, Blitz is in my good books again. after 5 seconds. 5 seconds after I kind of shit on him a little bit. Okay. So, why is there a U-Bahn? Is this just... Has this always been an option for me? Okay, so we're not gonna do the main thing that we have to do right now. We will... Fuck. Okay, never mind. We are gonna do the main thing that we have to do right now. And then we will go do our... What, 2 side quests? How many side quests do we have? Optional. Take the U-Bahn. 2. No. Yes. Depending on what this is, I guess. Hi. Please tell me you're cool. As you press your way forward through the cozy, smoke-filled confines of Cafe Kesva, you catch sight of Frau Mueller. You look like Janice from The Office. She appears as Amsel described her, an impressive-looking woman of Aslanian descent with coffee-colored skin and dark, wavy hair. It's very light coffee. Lots of cream. Everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She's obviously nervous, but she's hiding it well. She locks eyes with you and hesitates only slightly before speaking. Meowlissa, I presume? Her Amsel told me that I can meet you here. He wasn't lying. He said that you had a job for me. She holds her silence for a moment, then nods. I also don't really trust socialite-type people after Shadowrun returns, so we're going to be cautious around her. Yes, I do. In truth, I'm in desperate need of your help. Then tell me what you need, Frau Mueller. She offers you a small smile. An assumed name, obviously, but I've been told that this is how you people do business. She straightens in her seat and tries on his... I knew I should have grabbed corporate. On a smile. It hangs there for a moment, then fades away. She sighs. From my accent, you've no doubt inferred that I'm an Aslaner. Further, you may have guessed who I work for. As Technology. I'm glad I put that little tidbit there at the beginning. You tell me. I'm not in the business of guessing. As Technology, the only Aslan-based corporation operating in Germany. I've been with the company for over a decade. Over the course of my employment, I've worked on a great many projects. From the innocuous to the obscene, my hands have touched it all. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at the tasks set before me. They must love you there. No more than any other employee, but my commitment and work ethic were recognized, and I ascended the corporate ladder fairly quickly, which brings me to where I am today. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan? Sure. They told me that an employee of my caliber was needed in Berlin, and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail that I was given was the name of the project. Bloodline. That doesn't sound good. She looks you in the eye, and for the first time, you can see cracks in her composure. She's doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down, this woman is terrified. I've seen many terrible things in my life, Meowlissa. In Tenochtitlan, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. Oh, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. In the underground markets, people are bought and sold as chattel. I'm sure, yeah, that's a word. Street children are rounded up and bled like lambs. I witnessed all of these things by the age of 12. She takes a deep breath, then lets it out slowly. Seeing such things, it changes you, makes you numb. But what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project, it horrifies me, Meowlissa, and it must be stopped. Tell me everything you know about Bloodline. The less that you know, the better, for both of us. You'll just have to trust me on that. Hold on, no. Yeah, I need to know what it is. You need only know that it is evil, and that it is not a word that I use lightly. Evil is a childish term, Mueller. There's no such thing as good and evil, black and white. No. Yeah, you have to understand, Mueller. I can't accept a job without knowing what it entails. Of course not. Your job will be relatively simple. I want you to bring the building down. That would incur like a massive loss of life, probably. Oh, no, she acknowledges that. The computers, the research data, the mages, and scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burned to ash and buried in rubble. No compromises and no exceptions. Her tone softens. I'm sure that you have unanswered questions. I'm not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I've spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. So tell me, Meowlissa, is there anything more that you need to hear from me, or are you ready to make a decision? What about any innocent people in the building? None of us are innocent, Meowlissa. But if you need to salve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on site will be security and senior members of the research team. And I assure you, neither are innocent in this matter. If the Bloodline project reaches completion, nobody will be safe ever. What is it? This sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it isn't. The Bloodline project will lead to countless deaths. I'm certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that doing so will probably cost me my own life. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a moment, because I'm kind of wondering if there's some link to returns in here, because we rescued a scientist from, I think, the Renkaku in returns, and sent him off with as technology. And I'm curious to see, because we're going to do this, obviously, because I'm super fucking curious. And I'm curious to see if there's any overlap here where the scientist is kind of like spearheading the project, or like a part of it, because that would be really cool. And I would, because they've already referenced returns here with the Emerald City Ripper that we saw on the BBS board earlier on in the game. So I'm really hoping they're gonna link them slightly more. I am certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that doing so will oh yeah, I said that already. I'm not a demolitions expert, Mueller. How do you expect me to level a building? You don't need to be. All that you'll need is a competent decker. Do they have a self-destruct mechanism? The facility is powered by a number of on-site generators. There are safeguards in place to prevent them from overloading. In the event of a power spike, the system is designed to shut itself down. But I know how you can disable those safeguards. Once the generators begin to overload, you'll have a limited time to reach a safe distance. The explosion will be quite catastrophic. What can you tell me about building security? Expect it to be tight. In addition to their standard security team, As Technology has taken out a Knight Errant high threat response team. Oh. Those are the guys that I fought in the last 3 episodes. To protect the building. Corporate doesn't seem to mind contracting a competitor for emergency response services. That should give you some indication as to the uniqueness of this project. At any rate, I believe that I've come up with a solution to the Knight Errant problem. I'll discuss the matter with her Amsel if you decide to take the job. Let's talk compensation. 36,000 yen, as I told her Amsel. That's what I have allocated for the job. That's fair. It's better than fair. I've done my homework, Meowlissa. Paul Amsel is my representative in these matters. Why couldn't you tell all of this to him? I had to meet you in person, to look into your eyes and see the woman behind the name. Now that I have done so, I am sure. You are the one that I need. Naturally, I will send any further information about the job to her Amsel, provided, of course, that you accept. I've reached a decision. I'll take the job. Her face visibly brightens. In that case, it's a deal. I can't tell you how relieved I am, Meowlissa. Thank you for helping me to bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with her Amsel. He'll want to talk this over with you anyway, I'm sure. You're a good woman, Meowlissa. You are saving more lives than you know. Oh, I can talk to Luka. Oh, wait, no. That's not who I thought it was. I thought that was... No, he's over here. So you're Meowlissa, eh? The late Monica Schaefer's replacement. He looks you up and down, then nods. Good. You look the part. Let me get right to business. My organization would like to retain your service... What is happening? We'd like to retain your services for the indefinite future. But first, we're asking you to go on a trial run, an audition of sorts, to prove that you're the right woman for the job. Assuming that you complete this trial to our satisfaction, I will then offer you a variety of simple tasks. All of these should be achievable in the course of your everyday business, but you won't need to go out of your way, or expose yourself to much unnecessary risk. For each task that you complete, you will be rewarded handsomely, and there will be a bonus if you finish them all. This is coming out of nowhere. So, have I piqued your interest? Will you accept our offer? Who do you work for? How do you know where to find me? My organization knows everything worth knowing in Germany, including the small pond that's Berlin. It is in our best interest, however, to remain unknown to the world at large. For the time being, that is all you need to know. What does this audition pay? I can offer you 1,500 yen, but only if you complete the full audition, the run, and post-run interview to our satisfaction. If you perform up to our expectations, you will receive no pay. If you fail to perform up to our expectations, you will receive no pay and no further offers of work. That isn't much. It's an audition. The purpose of the trial is for you to prove your worth to us, not the other way around. Of course, you're free to decline if you wish, but know that there are hundreds of runners in Berlin who would kill for an opportunity to work for us. We came to you because we think that we see a glimmer of potential. If you prove us wrong, we will happily take our offer elsewhere. Sure. Good. Very good. Now on to the task at hand. There is a man named Ailshire. He is a senior manager at Hermes Eurocom and a respected figure in his community. My organization also suspects him of working with pro-corporate extremists. Yeah, okay, I like these guys. These people are actively working to undermine the Flux state and pave the way for a corporate-controlled Berlin. My organization has no more desire to see Berlin fall to the corporations than you do. However, we are hesitant to act on our suspicions without proof. This is where you come in. So you want me to spy on him, then? Not directly, no, but we do need to place him under surveillance. You will meet with a team that I've arranged for you, and with their assistance, you will plant listening devices in his apartment. Take the U-Bahn to Frankfurter Tor and go alone. The rest of your team will meet you there. Hang on a second, I already have a team. You do, yes, but they are unsuitable for this job. Remember, this is a test of your abilities, not Ager's or Glory's or Dietrich's. How do you know their names? The same way that I knew yours. You will complete this trial with the team that I have assembled, or not at all. It's important for us to know that you're willing to work within these limitations. So, will you work within the boundaries that I have described, or will you turn down an opportunity that your fellow runners will kill for? Fine. Very good. The moment that you board the train to Frankfurter Tor, your test will begin. I will advise you to bring what you need in terms of medical supplies and ordnance. Once you embark on your trial run, there will be no turning back. After you've planted the devices and verified that they work, come back to me. There will be a brief interview, a post-mortem of the run, if you like, and assuming that I am satisfied with what I hear, I will pay you your first stipend. Then we will discuss our future options. Best of blah blah. Okay, we're gonna do that one first. That one sounds interesting. I will, however, go talk to Amsel real quick about the Mueller job, and then sorry, I just got distracted with Discord. And then we'll go do this job. Hey, Amsel. I'm gonna tell you what's up with this and see what you think. I mean, I already accepted the job. Welcome back, Meowlissa. How did the meeting with Frau Mueller go? I accepted the job. Any ideas how to tackle this? Yes, a few. Frau Mueller has provided us with detailed information on the facility. I've vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Mueller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Azis have spared no expense to defend it. The facility is patrolled by Az Technology's internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt that you could brute force your way through them. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own, as Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's more expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. So, kicking in the front door is out then. I should say so. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine, and he's provided me with the address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comm systems, and the defenses should be considerably weaker than Az Technology's. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this. You hit the offices of OTK International and reduce their computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Az Technology facility, I'll be able to track Knight Errant via their comm links. This should make the run much more manageable. He fishes in his pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a corporate ID with your face on it. Oh, I should probably level up my corporate. This will get you through the front door of the office park that contains OTK International. My contact was only able to provide me with the one card, so you'll need to let the rest of your team in through a side door. Alright, sounds like a plan. Very good. OTK's offices aren't far from here. You should take the U-Bahn there when you're ready. Okay. How much karma do I have? Hold on. What's my charisma? I would need 15 karma to get another etiquette, which means we're doing side quests. We are doing side quests, side quests, side quests. God, this bloodline thing actually sounds super fucking interesting, and I really want to do it ASAP, but I want to go in there fully prepared. Frankfurter Tor. As the U-Bahn hums toward the Frankfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Dewar to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note said, your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter. I don't know actually how. That's a word that I've only read and never had to say out loud. The building and plant the specified devices in Ailshare's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us. You are being watched.